Is it possible to nerf a deck by buffing a card? The most immediate answer would be no. If a deck is strong, making a card in a deck stronger either makes the deck stronger or doesn't affect it at all. Of course, this is only a thing in digital card games. With physical cards, you can't buff or nerf a card, only ban or reprint. But back to the original question. Is it possible to nerf a deck by buffing a card? Because Legends of Runeterra is a digital card game, its cards can have all sorts of nutty effects, as any nutty effect that goes off can be calculated by the computer rather than have to be run through by human players. As such, while most digital card games still yoink the majority of their mechanics from Magic the Gathering, they have built a plethora of unique mechanics that cannot exist in physical card games, like hand buffing, randomized targeting, or creating cards to play that you didn't originally have in the deck. There are two cards in Legends of Runeterra that have been in the game since its release. The first is General Ledros, a card that deals damage equal to half of your opponent's health. The second one is the Dreadway, a card that doubles the damage of all of your damage sources. And yes, combining the two means you can insta-kill your opponent if you have both cards. While it's awesome, it is extremely impractical. Both cards cost 9 mana, meaning you would need to drop the Dreadway on turn 9, hope that the opponent doesn't do anything about it, and then drop Ledros on turn 10 in order to win. The combo just takes too long to pull off to be viable. Then Riot released Concurrent Timelines. Concurrent Timelines is one of those nutty mechanic cards that could only exist in a digital card game. Basically, the first time you play a follower in a round, that follower will transform into one of 3 followers of your choice with the same cost. And as you can see, the Dreadway and General Ledros have the exact same cost. This card solves the whole impracticality issue of the Dreadway Ledros combo. Before, it could only be pulled off on turns 9 and 10. But with Concurrent Timelines, you can play Concurrent Timelines as early as turn 3, then play Ledros on turn 9, and then transform into the Dreadway and kill your opponent. The only real flaw in this strategy is that the Dreadway wasn't the only 9-cost card at the time. There were 5 other 9-cost cards that General Ledros could transform into. So, you play Timelines, you drop Ledros, what are the odds of it transforming into the Dreadway? Well, there were a total of 6 9-cost cards in the game. Ledros is one of them, and he can't transform into himself, so you only need to worry about 5. And you need one of 3 options to be the Dreadway. How do you calculate these odds? You could always brute force it by finding every possible permutation and counting how many of them have the Dreadway in them, but there's a much easier way. See, the odds of something happening and something not happening are complementary. Think of it like this. If I have a 100% chance to find a robot in a box, then I have a 0% chance of not finding a robot in a box. 80% chance of a robot, 20% chance of no robot. You can see that the odds of finding a robot is complementary to the odds of not finding a robot. As such, we can calculate the odds of the Dreadway not appearing, and then just take the complement to find the odds of the Dreadway appearing. There are 5 cards, so the odds of the Dreadway not appearing in the first option is 4 out of 5. For the second option, since you can't have repeat choices, the odds of the Dreadway not appearing in the second option is 3 out of 4. And so the odds of the Dreadway not appearing in the last option is 2 out of 3. Multiply them all together and you get a 40% chance of the Dreadway not appearing. Subtract that from 100% and the odds of the Dreadway appearing is 60%. So yeah, the deck's whole gambit was that if you survived for 9 turns, you could then push a button that gave you a 60% chance of winning. The only problem was that this combo only worked because the Dreadway and Ledros were the exact same cost, so what happens if the Dreadway gets buffed by reducing its mana cost? Well, now Ledros' transformation options no longer have the Dreadway in the pool, meaning the deck can no longer function. So to answer our original question, is it possible to nerf a deck by buffing a card? Well, I don't know if you would call this nerfing, it's more like killing the deck by buffing a card. Anyway, thanks for watching, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe for future videos, and I'll see you next time.